Hi, I'm your host, Chef Theo, the culinary ambassador for Crop Circle Gourmet, releasing our own and first episode, Crop Talk. Today I have with me in the studio our sponsor, Shannon Wells of our Sensory Farm, my collaborative partner and sponsor, Charles McCutchen of G.E.M.S, Miracles for Help. In the studio today, you'll be hearing from both of these guys as they share some insight and highlights in some of the exciting stuff we have upcoming this year. So stay with us as we get ready to roll out this episode and share a lot of, I would say, fresh approaches to you guys and listeners. And thanks again for joining Crop Talk. I'm Chef Theo. I'm your host, Chef Theo of Crop Talk. Today, our topic of the day is crop on the rise, and our featured crop is hemp. Hemp has been popping up in every corner in the US and overseas, whether it's in a health food store or whether they're utilizing other parts of the crop or the stock in different building materials. And I say the largest concern to the general public is when you see CBD and you see hemp. I know it has sort of a negative stigma if you use the word CBD versus hemp, and it's all because of, I would say, for lack of knowledge. So that's part of our job on our platform is to educate the masses and know that it is self-sustainable. It's a natural product. It's nothing been added to it. It's as of the earth and has been used for over centuries and decades. Even within the military has used it for rope building, using for parachutes. Some of your old paper, some of the first texts and doctrines were written on hemp paper. So as we move into that, my end, I'm the foodie, so we even highlighted the hemp on our menu at Crop Circle Gourmet in our hemp pesto, which we utilize the hemp seed, which is from the heart, which is a seed. So you extract the kernel and you get the raw hemp heart. So in the industry, shopping for that, you will be looking for hemp hearts, all right? So those are roasted, toasted, and they're infused into our hemp pesto. So people that may have nut allergies still can enjoy a beautiful pesto. So it's all about having healthy, alternative, sustainable, and navigating our way around special dietary needs and stuff. And Charles, I know you're right in the studio, so I can probably chime in and use some of the other uses for hemp as far as the building goes.
Well, with hemp, we're actually using hemp to build. Like you look at the different walls and structures, everything we have on as far as clothes, shoes, women's purses, everything can be done with hemp. Soaps, oils. So we're actually gravitating to that arena. And as you brought up, a lot of people look at cannabis and say it's all negative. And now I know the House just passed a bill and talking about, separating from marijuana to hemp to CBD. So a lot of people look at cannabis as a whole. I'm going to just kind of give everybody a snapshot. Cannabis as a whole, then you break cannabis down. There is one side of cannabis is marijuana. That contains the THC. The other side has the hemp and the CBD to where you're not going to have the psycho things that go along with people who take the marijuana. Hopefully they're taking it because they need it. So I'm going to stop there.
All right, so you heard that from Charles, who's no chump in the industry, also travels a lot, and we know it's all about perception. So a big part of our job is to break down the walls of perception and support with facts and data. So we don't want to be the sheep led astray. So you always got to do your due diligence and seek the information. The knowledge is there, and be more mindful in how we consume, what we consume, and why we consume. And we'll wrap up that crop talk of hemp right now when you'll have more information on that and supporting documents on our podcast because we try to speak the facts. This is crop talk, not crap talk. I'm your host, Chef Theo. All right, guys, I'm your host, Chef Theo of Crop Talk, and we're back with our next portion of this episode. Think global, support local. I mean, it's a lot in a short statement. It's almost like eating a pot of soup with a teaspoon. But what we're trying to do here is no matter what platform you're on, as a business strategy, as an entrepreneur, always have a global outlook on whatever you're touching or doing, all right? So your infrastructure is set up to accommodate growth, even though we know there's baby steps involved in moving forward. So as we share information with you guys through the industry, we always taking a global approach. So that way we can reach the masses, all right? Even with micro programs we're gonna start, we're starting small, but the game plan and the approach is to be able to impact homes throughout the US and out of the country. Some of the stuff we have upcoming, and we'll touch a little more on that, is our cooking classes. We're doing a summer youth program, summer camps, and other collab projects within the community and internationally. The goal with this is to be able to serve the underserved and also provide information for those that have the wrong information or don't know where to find information. Because 9 out of 10 times, your obstacle is being pointed into the wrong direction or have lack of resources or information in order to move forward. So you feel like you're stuck in a rut. So in Crop Talk, we plan to lay out A to Z roadmap to success for small entrepreneurs. Whether you want to take a grassroots approach, whether you want to go into a global scale, you want to look into commercialized packing your merchandise or goods, we want to be able to have that information ready for you and take your vision to the mainstream package and ready to go on the shelf, as well as some of our own products right now that we do have in process to be packaged for 2021. And you'll have a little more information on that. And you'll see snippets of this process from A to Z as we move along. Stay with us. I'll be right back. Again, I'm your host, Chef Theo with Crop Talk. How you guys doing? I'm back, Chef Theo of Crop Talk, your host and ambassador. Today I'm going to be introducing for the second time for you guys just joining in on the pod, our sponsors and our guest in studio today, Shannon of Our Sensory Farm and Charles McCutchen of G.E.M.S Miracle for Help. So going up first, I'm going to have G.E.M.S for Miracle, Charles, since he's conveniently seated right next to me. So I'll get with you guys in a minute and hear some of what he has to offer the masses.
Everybody, Charles McCutchen here, your favorite entrepreneur. I'm with my nonprofit, G.E.M.S Miracle for Help. We actually help homeless veterans. We are actually going to be building in the Virginia Beach market and surrounding areas and different cities and things of that nature. But I do want to talk about how we're going to be building, and it involves hemp. So we're actually going to be using hemp to build the structures. We use hemp because it's a better insulator, and I'm in the real estate industry as well, with developing, with investing, and you'll see a lot of people gravitate from real estate to using hemp and to using all the other stuff that we use when we build. The one thing I wanted to bring up, because we look at this economic plight that we have right now, I don't think people are really looking at it from the way I look at it. Everybody looks at it differently. So I look at it from a real estate point of view and how the market may or may not crash. I hear that a lot in the industry, from the stock market to the real estate market. So for me, I'm going to talk about the economic things that I would do. Like today, if I had to look at things and start over again, like where would I go? How would I do this? Because from a cyclical point of view, the market will crash. Inevitably, it's just one of those things that's going to happen. Now, I can't tell you everything because we do have that thing out there called COVID, and that's causing is wreaking havoc on a lot of people. And we're hearing that, we may have a lot of people stopping work again, working from home. So this is what I would do from an economic standpoint. So one thing I've had to learn along my journey is where to find the money. And I know this should just go across, no matter who you are, what business you have, everybody needs funding. I found out the hard way. Hopefully you don't have to find out like I did. I was doing a program, a development down in Texas. Found out the hard way that if you don't have the money, it's not going to be fun. So this is what I did. I actually started looking for funding. And when I say looking for funding for my business, what we could do, I had to find out that there's two types of business credit. There's one type of business credit that you can actually use just using your employment identification number. Now, if you are a business owner, which I know a lot of y'all out there are now, and some people had to switch roles from working in a job to starting their own businesses, we all need funding. So you can do it with your employment identification number and without. You can do it with your social security number or without. Now, that's a choice. Some people said, do we need it? No, you don't really need it, but if I had a choice, I would rather not use my social security number. I would rather not give a personal guarantee, and I'd rather use my employment identification number just so I can get to the funding. So, what I'm seeing on average, it takes about approximately 4 to 6 months to build out. And all it is, it's I'm not going to say it's simple. If somebody tells you that it's simple, just walk away from them. But I will say that it is a process that you need to use for any business that you have. So what I do with my business, I have business credit cards that I use that's not tied to me personally. They're tied to my company. So not saying we out there doing bad business, but if something were to happen to your business, they can't come after you personally. Now, for those folks that's in the real estate world, we call that a non-recourse type of loan, where if something happens to the asset, they can come take the asset. They can't come and mess with me personally. The same thing in the business world. I have a business credit card for gas. So most of us drive cars and most of us use our personal money to go out and go get gas and everything like that. So quick scenario, 25th of the month, we know at the end of the month, a lot of people don't have a lot of access to resources. We don't have any funding. We don't have any money to do a lot of things. God forbid something happened to your vehicle, you can actually use your business credit card to get maintenance on your car, to get gas and things like that. So how I set my business up, and everybody else should set theirs up the same way, is you actually it's a few different things you have to do. Very simple. Get a professional business email address, a professional phone number. You can actually get denied funding because your name is not done the right, is not like if you put credit in your name or finance or investment, that's just a red flag. So you use those. And as far as having a virtual business address, those are just some quick things that I would use today to actually set my business up correctly, because no matter what you do in this economy, you're going to need some funding. My name is Charles McCutchen. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. Y'all take it easy.
Chef Theo, thanks so much for having me on today. My name is Shannon Wells. I am the owner and founder of Our Sensory Farm. You may not have heard of us. Our mission is to make a difference in the lives of children with all abilities by creating a mini working farm in southern Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm a special ed teacher by trade, and partway through my journey, my youngest son was diagnosed with autism, and we realized very quickly that we needed to change our lifestyle, not change him. And so we decided 2 years ago that we were on a mission to purchase a piece of land and create a space where he could disconnect from the technology and things that were being pushed upon him and reconnect with nature, and a space to get some fresh air and to grow and develop. So in July, we purchased a 3-acre piece of property in southern Chesapeake, and we are transforming it into a magical sensory farm. COVID did sort of throw a wrench in our plans a little bit. So what we have decided to do is host a virtual grand opening. Keeping the health and safety of all of our special friends in mind, we felt that this was the best way to showcase what we are going to be about. Our grand opening is going to be from January 21st through the 24th. In order to register, all you need to do is send a quick email to oursensoryfarm@gmail.com. You will be registered for the event, and you'll receive all the information you need. We're going to have a virtual 5K. We have dance classes. We have art. We have music. We have yoga. We also will have Chef Theo doing some really awesome cooking demonstrations for us.
We are.
Yes, which we are very excited about. So if I didn't mention, the best part of this event is that it is free. It is all free. It is family friendly. We really just want to showcase what we are about. And we really hope that you all will join us in January for that amazing grand opening, because we are all in this together. And we do have the ability to make a great difference if we can all get on the same page. Right, Chef?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. Happy to have you guys. How you guys doing? I'm your host, Chef Theo of Crop Talk, and I'm back. We just got a mouthful of information from our 2 sponsors and collabs in the studio today. Lots of helpful information, and as I said before, we'll have links and information if you guys want to follow up with any information you got from both of these guests in the studio today that can help you better make decisions for yourself, your business, or help a friend or loved one trying to pursue a career opportunity that may be present right now. Again, we're coming up on this part of the episode where I do the 5-minute sizzle. This platform is where we'll showcase a local ingredient farm destination and showcase a product or an item that will be highlighted in a dish where we can share this experience with the guests. This will be shot off-site at Theo's Gourmet Mobile. So you'll get a chance to see us assemble our signature veggie flatbread hemp pesto sandwich that you ought to try. I'm just saying it's to die for, all right? Anyway, before I even wrap up, I definitely want to say special thanks to those that serve, because we are in the service industry, and I like to stress the difference between service and servitude. I mean, a lot of us out here on a daily basis give unconditionally, and that does not have to be emotionally, it could be physically, it could be passing of knowledge, all right? So definitely a special shout out to everyone that take time out of their busy day to help one more individual get closer to their dream or where they want to be. And special thanks to our sponsors again, G.E.M.S, Miracles for Help, veteran nonprofit here in Virginia. Special thanks, Charles, and special guest in again. And I'm looking forward to getting in the farm. So they got a pig out there in that farm, not to segue, that small as a probably NFL golf ball. You got to come out to the farm, guys, all right? I mean, there's some uniquely gravity impaired livestock out there. The kids are going to have a ball. I mean, normally you see a pig running loose on the farm. You try to get away, get for coverage. This pig, you run to the pig. It's a unique experience, all right? We're going to share some photos of the farm, to be honest with you guys, to see. And then there's a flock of birds. What type of birds are they again, Shannon?
Guinea hens.
The guinea hens that they look like they got some type of high intelligence communication going on there at the farm, because they move synchronized. It's like the military out there, right? So you got to really see the farm in action. It's a small operation, but definitely the kids have a lot of interaction to do. I think there's zip lines. She's building some type of portal out there. Could be an earth home. We'll get more information on that. That's part of the youth program this summer. So they just say it's our sensory farm. Your sensories will be enlightened. Again, if you want to be on the show, be a sponsor or collab, follow our social media Twitter handlers that will be posted on site. Follow us on IG. Again, I'm your host, Chef Theo. Crop Circle Gourmet is our gourmet food truck, and this is our first episode of Crop Talk. Don't call with crap, because we're here to enlighten, all right? Again, see you guys in the next episode of Crop Talk. I'm Chef Theo. Hi, I'm Chef Theo. We're at our commissary location here for Crop Circle Gourmet. So today we're going to be putting together, as mentioned back in the studio, our veggie flatbread, all right? It's coming in a whole wheat flatbread with our roasted zucchini, squash, onion medley, Swiss cheese, our hemp pesto, finished with toasted hemp seeds, and Parmesan cheese. And also we're going to show you this same sandwich could also be done vegan with our vegan bread option, because the pesto that we use, there's no cheese at all in our pesto that we make. So you could sub your cheese and you could still have and enjoy this flatbread as a vegan option, all right? Stay with us as we go ahead and put this sandwich together. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start assembling. First, I'm going to take some of my hemp pesto that we make in-house. It's one of our signature 2021 sauces coming out in the stores. I'm going to brush my flatbread. This is where the love comes in. Put some of that on the flatbread. Now we're going to our roasted veg will come up next, but first, let's go ahead and get our 2 slices of Swiss cheese on there. And we kind of build the sandwich on 1/2 because we will be folding this sandwich to put it inside of the hot tahini press. So up next, as mentioned before, our roasted zucchini, squash, onions. That's finished with fresh herbs, some of our hemp pesto in there. A nice healthy serving of those vegetables in there. We're looking more, almost a cup the 8 ounce, about an 8 ounce to a cup of vegetable medley we put in there. We try to get a nice serving inside of this veggie flatbread sandwich. Just with our Parmesan cheese, folding it in half, and we come right back and put the love on there, our hemp pesto. And this comes to life once it hits the hot tahini. You'll see how this will start to take a nice sear after it hits the flat top. Off we go, straight to the tahini press where we will have this sandwich finished off, and you'll have a nice sear on there, right? You can see that sizzling. That's a nice conditioned tahini machine. We're set at 365 degrees. Look at it, it's working. So while this is cooking, I would normally finish this sandwich, as I'll show you guys in a minute, with, oh my God, look at that. That's the crust I was telling you about. And that happens not only because of the tahini machine, but we finished that with our hemp pesto right on top. Nice, beautiful color right there. I mean, definitely you guys have to come out to one of our events or in our deliveries and try this out. Cut in a bias. Here we go. And this is how we do it. Finish again with some of our Parmesan. And we come back with our toasted hemp seeds. And we will finish this before serving with scallions. There we go. Voila. Lunch is served. Check us out. Don't forget, I'm Chef Theo, your host of Crop Circle Gourmet. Come and enjoy some of our beautiful delights at one of our events. Thank you. Hi, I'm your host, Chef Theo of Crop Talk, and currently ambassador for Crop Circle Gourmet Mobile. Today was our first episode for Crop Talk. We had a beautiful turnout. Special thanks to our sponsors, our guests, and collaborative partners. To be part of one of our episodes, please follow us on our social media. And to be a guest on the show, please DM us. We'd love to have you guys as part of this platform. Again, thank you for joining. Stay tuned for another episode. I'm your host, Chef Theo. Crop Talk, not Crap Talk.